Derek Moneyberg here. You're about to download some key money-making philosophies in your head with this next lesson. And once you do, go to moneyberg.com and let's accelerate your success even faster. What is the history of morals, or how did morals come to be? And he nudges you in there to consider, where did your values come from? And of what value are your values? And, for some people, that's a painful place when they have to admit to themselves. Most people can't admit it. But when a person has to admit to themselves, most of my values are not even mine. Most of my values were just, internalized from the outside world. I internalized them from others because of the culture or subcultures that I was a member of or exposed to. And then when you realize, they're not even my values. And then when you have to contemplate deeply, well, are these things even useful? Are my belief systems, are my values even serving me well? Of what value are my values? And when you realize that, it's like, my fucking values didn't even come from me. Most of this shit came from my culture and subculture around me. And some of this shit is insane. And then you can start living a lot more authentic life from there. You could feel a lot more, if you want to know where, Derek, how do I feel more grounded? Well, it's not because of anything pleasant. It's because you've meticulously picked through the insanities in your own mind. And you think, what are the things that I'm doing that are batshit crazy? What are like marriage would be one. Marriage would be one. If marriage didn't exist, no sane man would invent it. If marriage didn't already exist as a cultural norm, no reasonable man would invent a system where a woman has control over your assets, control over your life, and it's really absurd. So, the Western tradition of marriage, really absurd. And then hold yourself accountable to whatever goals you set, whatever sort of philosophy you espouse that, it's not something that has to be noble. It has to be something that's very self-serving for you. I think a philosophy that allows you to have the greatest amount of happiness over the course of your lifetime is the best philosophy possible. Whatever would give you the greatest amount of happiness over the course of your lifetime, I suggest you do that. I think that'd be the best thing you could possibly. What would be better than that? What would be better? What would make you happier? No, nothing. But you have to define it for yourself. You have to define your own happiness. You have to think deeply about who you are and what you want. Because the people that don't have that, the people that don't have that northern star to point them in the right direction, to indicate to them, where they need to be going, well, those people crumble during difficult times. When they have a little anxiety or a little stress, those people crumble. They crumble, and they're humiliated. Or they should be humiliated. If they're too stupid to be humiliated, too incongruent, too insincere to be humiliated, they should be humiliated by the chasm, by the gap between the person they pretend to be versus the person they are in harsh circumstances. And those harsh circumstances really reveal you to yourself. Those harsh circumstances let you know when you're suffering or struggling is when you know who you really are. And some people go lay down and cry or do not much. And I'm not one of those type of people. And I hope you're never one of those type of people that when during good times, everything's easy, bro. When everything's going good and everybody's happy, everything's easy. And during difficult times, well, how do you act then? Some people panic. Some people cry. Some men cry. Cry. It didn't go the way I wanted. I did all the things I was told to do. I did all the things I was supposed to do, and I didn't get what I wanted. All right, well, who told you those things? Did you set that path up for yourself? Did you set that path up for yourself? Did you work on holidays like I do? Did you engage on productivity when other people were relaxing? Did you stay late at night? If you didn't go home with a beautiful girl, did you stay late? Did you stay out there late? Did you stay out there till the end and talk to the last one? Did you do one more set, one more interaction? In your financial life, when you're dealing with your career or your business, when other people were going to sleep, did you say, what else could I do? One more thing before bed. What else could I do? One more thing I could do before bed. One more piece of productivity. One more piece of industriousness. What else could I do for my partner? What else could I do for myself? And if you treat your relationships like that, if you treat, first of all, your relationship with yourself, if you treat your relationship with yourself like that, you'll have everything you want. There's nothing more you could get in life. There's nothing else that life has to offer you more than that. Is when other people are giving up, that you persevere and you keep going. When other people perceive that there's a problem, you have to perceive that as an opportunity. And those are the times, those problemed moments, those troubled moments, are the times where you get to differentiate yourself from the others. Those are the best times that you could give a sincere indicator of what type of person you are. Are you the type of person that, that's a great time for you to demonstrate your brilliance. Are you brilliant, or are you a fucking dummy? It's a time to demonstrate your perseverance. It's a time to demonstrate your intellect, and not just your brilliance, but your knowledge base of, like, one thing to have a high IQ and a good functioning mind. Did you fill that mind with good information? Did you fill that mind with information that's going to serve you well? Did you fill your mind with information that's going to help others? It's going to help other people be successful. And when other people are panicked, when other people are at a breaking point or a failure point, great time for you to differentiate yourself. Great time for you to sprint past your competition. And if you think philosophy is boring, well, you're not going to be that type of person. You're not going to be the type of person who's deeply thought about who they are and what they want and what they're willing to do to get those things, and hasn't had some of those tests and trials and tribulations, if you will, where you feel like emotionally you feel like giving up, and then you take a deep breath and you go further. And that's where all the growth happens. That's where all the opportunity is. If you're not willing to do things that other people are unwilling or incapable of doing, then you're going to have mediocre outcomes. The only way to have exceptional outcomes is to engage in exceptional behaviors. The only way that you would have, well above average, exceptional outcomes, is if you're capable of doing things that other people are not, or if you, and willing to do those things when other people are not. And to the extent that you can do that, you'll have a very happy life. You'll work harder than the others, you'll earn more than the others, and you'll feel true self-esteem because of that. People that don't do that, you don't deserve self-esteem. You don't deserve self-esteem. Do you love yourself? Are you a person who deserves to be loved? And people just take it for granted so much that they're supposed to be adored, or an object of affection from others. Why? That's what I say to the other guys all the time. Not to you, because you're here, and there's a reason you're here. You already made a commitment to your success. But a person that doesn't love themselves cannot be loved by others. If you don't love yourself, how could anybody else ever love you? If you don't think that your future is worth investing in, nobody else would ever want to invest in someone like that. No one of quality. Those are people that get scammed, bro. Those are the type of people that get scammed. People that don't love themselves enough to invest in themselves. Other people come along and they offer them that love or adoration or affection that they crave, but they themselves know they don't deserve, and then they find a way to take advantage of those losers. They find a way to get something from them, So you're a person like we just described for the past 10 minutes. When you're that type of person, to the extent that you are that type of person, you really insulate yourself from those type of problems. And you're not even bothered, like, I couldn't care less. If the economy is great, fantastic, I'll go make money. If the economy is shit, no worries, I'll go make even more money. Fantastic. Been hoping for a good recession. All right? And by the way, I think this is very temporary. Well, it'll rail through the credit markets, and I know all about it. So it's going to rail through the credit markets, going to have some blips in the financial markets. Mark it on your calendar, guys. 3 years from now, the markets will be at all-time highs. 10 years from now, the S&P is going to 10,000, guys. The S&P is going to be at 9 or 10,000. The Dow Industrial Average is going to be at 90 or 100,000. That's what it's going to look like for 10 years from now. Mark it on your calendar, and put it on your calendar. Put a reminder in your phone. Maybe it'll transfer that far in advance on your next calendar. See if that's not true. S&P is going to 10,000. They say, oh, people are arguing. You say, oh, it's at 2,800. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. I don't know. So I don't know. I know it's going to 10,000. It's a matter of time. And in the last recession, it was 666, and then it went to 3,400, and then it went to 2,200 recently, and it's already done a 50% retracement. So, and the people that missed that, I feel bad for them. But there's still a lot of opportunity out there in individual stocks. There's still a lot of opportunity. So the people that missed that, I feel really, really, really bad for them. I feel really, really, really bad for them. So Max says, hey Derek, any advice on being less hard on myself? I'm trying to see my positive attributes equally to my negative attributes. Well, have you done a lot of positive things that you deserve to give yourself a lot of praise for? Or have you been doing a lot of stupid ass shit and fucking up that you need to unwind that and start engaging in more productive behaviors? Bill Gates says that the world will expect you to do something before you feel good about yourself. You don't just get high self-esteem. You're not entitled to just have high self-esteem, bro. It's like the world will expect you to do something before you feel good about yourself. So nobody cares about your self-esteem. Nobody cares that you feel good about yourself. You're not entitled to feel good about yourself until you've done something. If you haven't done something to earn it, you can't lie to yourself inside, man. You know if you're living up to your real potential. You know if you're living up to your real potential or not. And when people try to lie to themselves, say, oh, I'm good just because I was born. Or, I deserve good shit just because I was born. No, but you really don't, But you really don't. So I'd say start there. And that doesn't mean that you're not a good quality person, Max. I don't mean to insult you when I say that, by the way. But have you really focused on the best parts of yourself? Have you done the best you could really do? And I would argue that a person who's asking a question like that, well, probably the answer is no. Probably the answer is no. So just go through the program. And it's going to give you a lot more clarity on seeing your legitimate value and enhancing your value. So the goal is not to beat yourself up. The goal is not that you're going to be hard on yourself and stay, and keep getting inferior results, but feel depressed or anxious about it. The goal is that you'll get better results and you'll feel more proud. And that'll reduce your anxieties or other tensions or negative emotions you might be feeling. This video is brought to you by Moneyberg.com. I want you to go to Moneyberg.com right now to see where you can meet me live when I come to a city near you. I want you to be part of our audience. I want you to be part of our elite success programs. I want you to be part of the fun. Most importantly, I want you to ensure your success and your financial independence working with me while we travel around the world and help people live their dreams. Go to Moneyberg.com. Success is closer than you think. It's waiting for you there.